Hello friends, welcome to MIBbeacon. In this video, we will briefly discuss about what is political ideology, meaning of ideology from social scientific viewpoint, and finally we will talk about few prominent perceptions regarding political ideology. So let's start.
Different people have different assumptions and viewpoints. We humans tend to give meaning to whatever we observe or experience, isn't it? Because we all look at the world differently, either through our own views or through the views established by other people. They can be scholars, uh, there can be different theories. So basically, we look at the world through our viewpoints and others' viewpoints. We attach a meaning to whatever we look or experience. So these views of all individuals are heavily influenced by the socio-political background they reside in. So observation and interpretation are totally tied together. This means what we look and the meaning we give to it, these two things are completely tied together. Okay, and these two things are very much important in the field of political science, because political science is a social science. It is not an exact science as the pure science fields like chemistry, bio, physics, which are quantitative in nature also. Political science aspects are qualitative in nature. You cannot measure things here. You can only give analysis, you can give opinion. So political science deals with social aspects, it deals with the behavior of people, it deals with uh, ideas through debates and discussions. Okay, it talks about conflict and cooperation. That is why observation and interpretation are important in the field of political studies. Now these assumptions and perceptions, they are rooted in broader political traditions. Okay, and these political traditions are known as political ideologies. So any idea or any viewpoint, when it becomes prominent or it creates its own separate identity as a tradition, that becomes an ideology, and it becomes very much effective to bring changes in a political environment or a political system. So that is known as political ideology. And each of these ideologies, like liberalism, socialism, or any other ism which you get to hear about in uh, political discussions, they have their unique way of looking at the world realities, and thus they all offer their own theory of political reality according to their own understanding and in their own style. So they present their own worldview, whatever they feel is right, or whatever they feel is the reality of the world. Okay, also you need to keep in mind that uh, there is a lot of debate regarding the nature of ideology and about the role it plays in uh, political science or in the field of politics. Some call it good while others call it bad. It's a huge debate. Most of the political topics are very much contentious. So, how can this be different? So, ideology is also surrounded by a lot of debates regarding its role in this field. Another important thing is ideology always carry ism as a suffix. Any ideology which you get to hear, all these ideologies will have suffix as ism. No, ism as a suffix is used to denote a practice or a system or a process of criticism, no? Or you can say that it is used to denote a philosophical system. Okay, so that is why we use isms in most of the ideologies which you get to hear. So up till now we were discussing about political ideology from general sense. Now we will look at the meaning of political ideology from social scientific viewpoint. And finally we will talk about few prominent perceptions regarding political ideology. Andrew Haywood, one of the prominent political thinkers, has mentioned in his book Politics that from a social scientific viewpoint, an ideology is more or less a unified set of ideas that provide a base for various kinds of organized political actions. Now, these organized political actions can be seen in the form of voting behavior of people, political behavior of political leaders, activities of political parties, actions taken by the bureaucrats in the form of policies and programs, social movements, or you can say protests. For example, Black Lives Matter, which was based upon liberation of people of color and aimed at solving racism. Next example can be environment movements, which are based on the ideology of environmentalism. For example, Chipko movement, Narmada Bachao Andolan. Okay. Next prominent example we can take from pre-independence era, that is Satyagraha, which was led by Mahatma Gandhi. It was based upon nationalism. Satyagraha was also based upon non-violence philosophy. So, from ordinary citizens to political parties and various other entities present in the political system, all are heavily influenced by a particular kind of ideology, according to which they take political actions. Further, Andrew Haywood says that all ideologies have three major goals. What are these three major goals? The very first is they offer an account of existing order, and that also usually in the form of worldview. This means that they will offer you a lens through which you can look at the political realities and analyze those realities of a particular country or political system. And obviously, this lens or this worldview of any ideology is given in the form of theories. Second important goal of any ideology is to provide a model for desired future. This is undoubtedly one of the most important aim of any ideology. They will suggest you various kinds of political changes. They will try to preserve or modify or even overthrow existing system of power relationships so that people can reap the best political benefits or the country can develop economically, politically and socially in the best possible manner. The third and the last important goal of any ideology is that they suggest ways to bring political changes. They will provide their own instrument or their own framework through their theory to carry out plans and get desired results. So for example, if a political party is in favor of feminism, they will encourage women empowerment. They will motivate women and girls to get education. They will encourage them to get involved in politics or come up as political leaders or come up as uh, any other professionals. Okay, they will encourage their involvement in any sort of public areas which are dominated by men. So these were the three major goals of any political ideology. Political ideology has always remained as one of the most controversial concepts. But this isn't unique to political ideology only, as almost all of the political concepts are controversial and open to debates, although in different degrees according to their nature and history. In present times, this concept is used to refer to developed worldview or social philosophy. However, in older times, it had a negative overtone, or we can say that it was used to criticize rival doctrines. When you say negative overtone or negative connotation, this means that you are using any idea, concept, or you refer to something in a negative sense. For example, if a person comes to your house, you can call that person as your guest, or you can call that person a troublemaker. So guest is a positive connotation and troublemaker is a negative connotation. The credit of coining the term ideology goes to the French philosopher Antoine Destutt de Tracy. Antoine Destutt de Tracy. Through this term, de Tracy tried to establish a new scientific field which he referred as science of ideas, and he hoped that ideology would gradually enjoy the same status or respect as the pure sciences. Pure sciences such as biology, physics, and chemistry. These academic subjects, they have a good reputation in the field of academics. So De Tracy thought that ideology will get the same academic status and same kind of respectable identity. Okay. Then in the 19th century, ideology as a concept was popularized by Karl Marx through his works on socialism and capitalism. Karl Marx was a German philosopher and he has given his contribution to various fields. He was a great scholar. He has given his contribution to political economy, to political theory, to sociology. He was also a historian. So according to Karl Marx, ideology is a bunch of ideas which was made by the ruling class for their own sake. And he referred to ideology as an instrument in the hands of rich to get richer by making poor more poorer. So ideology is a way of exploiting subordinate classes by confusing them and thus preventing them from identifying the reality of their own exploitation. This is what Karl Marx has said about ideology. Then there are writers from interwar period like Karl Popper, J. L. Talman and Hannah Arendt who viewed ideology as an instrument of social control for ensuring compliance and subordination. Other than these scholars, there are scholars or thinkers from conservatism. So conservative thinkers like Michael Oakeshott, they saw ideology as an abstract concept. Oakeshott says that ideology is an abstract concept which falsifies political realities. That is why conservatives firmly support pragmatism, which distrusts abstract ideas. Abstract ideas means ideas which are not easily understandable or which are difficult to comprehend. So pragmatism is a theory that focuses on practical circumstances and goals. That is why conservatives like pragmatism. They believe in practical circumstances, practicality, which is easily visible, which is there. On the other hand, ideology is something which focuses on modifying the reality or intends to create a different desired reality. So ideology focuses upon something which is not existing in reality, which is in the mind. Okay. which is just an idea. So ideology believe in ideas and bringing those ideas into reality, making it a reality. This is what ideology believes in, and pragmatism is completely opposite of ideology. Now, Andrew Haywood says that the problem with all of these perceptions, perception of Karl Marx or the perception of the conservative thinkers, the interwar period thinkers, the problem is that they are all of their perceptions are very much negative about ideology, and they restrict the application of the term. So they limit the usage of the terminology, isn't it? Therefore, Haywood says that to make ideology a more inclusive concept, its definition should be neutral. That definition must reject that ideologies are true or false, liberating or oppressive. So it should be neutral. Definition shouldn't take any side. That is why modern social scientific meaning of the term ideology is focusing upon ideology as an action driven belief system which guides or inspires political action. So this was all about the meaning of ideology and its background. Hope you understood everything. You can share your views and doubts in the comment section. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for watching.